Hello and welcome to 14 Days. Today's video we're going to be taking a look at combat specifically. So what we're going to find is a nice big horde of zombies, and then we're going to try out the long blunt skill. In this case it's going to be a crowbar. So I'm just going to move the van out of the way to give me enough time, and for this one just going to see if there's any preparation we can do. So beta blockers, if you can find them, will keep him, your character, a bit calmer. So the, obviously a big horde will panic a character. So we'll just take a bit of those to help it kick in, and ideally, if you make sure they're not hungry. And of course, they might end up later on, but don't start off being tired. Or, well, either exhausted or tired, effectively, because that's going to dramatically decrease your chances of getting through the horde. So here we go. So we're going to use this as our first dry run, and we'll look a bit more in detail about how to handle the horde in just a moment. So as you can see, there's quite a big crowd. Because there's so many of them, you get 2 or 3 across. So what you could find is if you don't keep them in a line, they'll sort of come around you, and that's when the weapon won't work on some of them, because you need to be aligned with the zombies in order to hit them. You can see from the hits that the character's getting at the moment that there is reasonable broad spread, but it won't be, you won't get 180 degrees obviously. So what you can do to change it is to move and change the angle. So if you move into a different angle that gives you more of a line, then you get more of a chance to keep taking them out. And it's a slow process, as you can see. You go quite a way whacking them and whacking them with this sort of weapon before they then start falling down, and you start getting down to the last couple. And you'll see now the icon up in the top right hand corner. He's pretty tired, so basically just use the command to sit on the ground when there's no zombies left, and you can look around. Just spin on the spot there just to make sure nobody's coming, and once you've had a rest, the icon will drop off and you can get back up and move in again. You've got to keep an eye on the icons. If you start getting tired, that's when you've got to worry. So sped this bit up, collecting the spoils after the battle. So you can collect quite a few digital watches, that kind of thing, to try and get your levels up on the electronics and things like that. So one last try. Another couple of really big groups. I have actually cleared this town. But today, when I've taken a drive down, there are massive groups everywhere. There are basically zombie bodies everywhere around this area at the moment, because I've been through taking them out. It's very good practice though. And again, so just about to go into battle, this is the bit where you're not going to take any zombies out with one hit, particularly in the early stages of the game. Even when your character gets a bit stronger, get the skill level up with the long blunt, in this case for the crowbar, you won't take them out in one hit very often. So again, just keep swinging non-stop, and if they get too close, they'll push the crowbar instead of swinging. But you can see there, it's a fine line between pushing, hitting and getting bit, because they're literally lunging at him as he pushes them away. So the other thing you will need to do is check your speed as well. So at the moment he's stood bolt upright, he's not in creep mode. But one thing that will affect your walking speed is the kind of clothes you're wearing, among other things. So if you're tired, you can get slower. If you wear like the heavy finds gear, there'll be a run speed or walk speed multiplier, which will be less than 1, which means you're going to be slower than you would normally. Because normally you can just walk when you're upright and they can't catch you, as long as you don't run into them. So the technique we're using here is obviously holding up the attack stance, walking back constantly when there's a group in front of you. Obviously you can stop that when you get gaps like this. And keep swinging. And don't panic. One thing, do watch out for these guys along the floor. If you're doing something else, they will possibly trip you up and throw you on the floor, and then the Hoard will just jump on you. Right, that's it again. So another massive Hoard. So we're just going to sit there. He's pretty exhausted now by the moody con at the top there. So keep the food going in. Keep resting when you can to get that back down, and you'll see that one will take quite a while now. Well, I hope you got something useful out of this video. Don't panic, keep swinging, and thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.